New moon in Aries. It is just about to be exact. It's at 27 degrees and its major aspect is a conjunction to Chiron at 26. So 1 degree apart. They are very close. This is tight. So a new moon, of course, is about new beginnings, and Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac, is about new beginnings. What could possibly go wrong? Well, the complication, if you could call it that, is the Chiron conjunction. So it's not just a moon in Aries, it is a moon in Aries with steeped in Chiron. So Chiron is all about the healing journey. It's called the wounded healer, and it often represents a pain point. A pain point along the theme of Aries, since it is in Aries and it has been for some time. So, sun is identity, moon is emotions, head and heart. New beginnings, perhaps there's a bit of a stumbling block around new beginnings. Chiron in Aries obviously is issues around energy. Literally, we are having issues around energy, leadership as well, the right to just exist in the world. Certainly, wounding around identity has been huge the last several years, as Chiron is now actually completing or coming to a closer end to its completion of this long journey it's had in Aries. So this is what I want to focus on. Also, the ruling planet of this moon is Mars, because Mars rules Aries, and it is also in Aries. So there are 7 planets in Aries right now. This is pretty unheard of for in astrology. It doesn't happen often at all, very rare. That's just means there's a concentrated Aries theme. That archetype is absolutely what it's about at the moment in a lot of ways. There's not a lot of dials on the channel. So if if you're having a baby or know someone that's having a baby right now, that baby, and of course there are so many people being born every second, that baby has 7 planets in Aries. That kid, look out. Get that kid into sports as soon as it's born. It's going to have a lot of energy. If it's born right now, it's going to have the sun and moon conjunct in Aries with Chiron on there. And, that's very challenging, actually. That's very challenging for a person. But let's get on with for the general lay of the land. So, yeah, this crisis around fuel and energy, that's very much on brand of the moment. So the astrology is reflecting that. And I guess this is our sort of starting block. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to adapt with that and move into that? Plans changing, perhaps going in a different direction than you thought. And yeah, what about that identity? What about what you want to do? What about initiating something? These are all keywords of Aries. What about initiating things? What about you? What about your action and your direction and positioning yourself in the best possible place for you, not for your partner? That's Libra. We're talking about Aries, for you. What would that look like? How do you get that to happen? Are you independent? How independent are you? Aries is a very independent sign, a sign of independence. So is Aquarius, and Pluto's in Aquarius. So there's a very, very strong theme on independence right now as well. And, the preppers loving it. It also rules the army, and we have seen a lot of military action happening, firepower, guns. This is all ruled by Aries, explosiveness, explosions, fire, heat issues. With the Chiron, we're looking at issues and wounding through these things, as well as healing, though. This is the healing journey, but often, things have to come up. You have to feel it to heal it. They have to come up first. That helps you identify where they are. It's been interesting watching on social media outbursts, looking back at pain points coming up. There's so much coming up for people, perhaps with planets in Aries, that it's kicking off. Also, I won't mention any specific ones. You've probably seen your own versions of them. Maybe you're experiencing them. I joined the gym a week ago, I think it was. Well, less than a week ago, under this energy. Aries certainly rules pumping iron at the gym, and it is associating with the element of iron, of course. But yeah, sharp metal that cuts or pierces is also that. So just watch out for wounding yourself, take calculated risks, don't do silly things under this one particularly. How about mottos that are helpful for manifesting as well? Because that Chiron's there, I think you really do have to keep in mind to speak to it and remember to bring that in about healing. Healing. It's also associated with the mentor and the mentee. So perhaps it's time to share through mentoring someone, helping someone else, or finding your own mentor. I think with a lot of women, we don't have that mentor-menteeship built in so much, and it's about time that we do. Also, being active, being assertive, being aggressive. You're not angry enough is what I'm seeing a lot with a lot of that comes up on social media that's being revealed around abuse of power, etc. And Aries rules anger. I've also been talking about Botox and things like that, and just thinking about, the muscles of anger are the ones that get deleted through or paralyzed through using Botox. And that also means that you can't process your feelings so much or be aware of them, especially your feelings of anger. It makes you more like passive and docile, basically. And because it's also connecting to the amygdala, it also means you're not sending information to people. I'm angry. I don't like that. Think about that. It's mostly women doing all of that. Think about that. There's a reason we are built the way we are. And, your face isn't there just to be looked at. It is there with a purposeful, a function. Aries also rules the head. That's the body part. So these lines that happen in there, I know I've got like a hardcore filter on, but I can also move my face. So that is Aries. Aries rules that brow and that like the aquiline nose and that straight brow cross and that. So consider that right now. Consider that and the wounding around that and the slap back that women get for having expressions and having anger and having dominance or having, being heated. It's interesting to see female politicians that they just have to stay so neutral, and you get these guys slamming the table and they're so like hysterical and emotional, and it just seems through such a different filter. And if women behave like that, like they just don't behave like that because it has been deemed not acceptable, but it is. So push through it, but then you get punished. So there's a double bind. So what do you do? So these are chironic things as well, but they're Marsy, they're Aries, and for women, I think this is a really potent time to heal. This is the Chiron part. Heal those parts of yourself, become aware, self-aware, conscious of the self in a way that you can liberate yourself. And just kind of, when you come up against those obstacles, don't sort of pull back into yourself, or if you do, realize and then go forward again. Aries is head first. Ram through, head first. So Aries is passionate, it's active. Let me know what you've been noticing around and how you're experiencing it as well.